Did you know that Elon Musk was bullied so severely as a child that he was once hospitalized, or that he was kicked out of PayPal, the company he co-founded? These aren't just fun facts. They're the building blocks of a billionaire. In this video, we'll reveal 10 pivotal moments from Musk's life that shaped his relentless drive. Moments that prove success isn't about avoiding failure, but about how you respond to it. By the end, you'll see your own setbacks in a whole new light. The cool metal of the computer keyboard felt like an escape beneath my fingertips. Outside, the harsh South African sun beat down on a world that seemed to have no place for me. But here, in the dim light of my room, I was free. My name is Elon, and this is where my journey began. I was different, and the other kids made sure I knew it. Their taunts and fists were a constant reminder that I didn't belong. But while they played their games, I dreamed of circuits and code. The bruises on my body were nothing compared to the fire in my mind. My first computer was a Commodore VIC-20, a simple machine by today's standards, but to me, it was a portal to another universe. I spent hours poring over the manual, deciphering its secrets. When I finally wrote my first program, a simple space game called Blaster, it felt like I had unlocked a superpower. But my triumph was bittersweet. While the computer understood me perfectly, the world outside my room remained a mystery. I tried to share my excitement with my classmates, but their eyes glazed over. To them, I was still just the weird kid with his head in the clouds. The isolation gnawed at me, but it also fueled my determination. If I couldn't find my place in this world, I would create my own. I buried myself in books about great inventors and visionaries. Their stories of perseverance in the face of ridicule resonated deeply. I began to see my outcast status, not as a curse, but as a badge of honor. As I grew older, the walls of my small town seemed to close in around me. The narrow minds and limited opportunities felt like a cage. I knew that if I stayed, my dreams would wither and die. The seed of innovation planted by that first computer program had grown into a towering tree, and it needed room to spread its branches. The decision to leave South Africa wasn't an easy one. It meant leaving behind everything I had ever known, including my family. But the pull of the future was stronger than the chains of the past. I remember the night I made my choice. I stood at my window, looking out at the stars, and I knew that my destiny lay beyond the horizon. With a mix of terror and exhilaration, I set my sights on Canada. It was a leap into the unknown, but I was ready to spread my wings. As I boarded the plane, I clutched my few belongings close, my heart pounding with anticipation. The world was about to become my playground, and I was determined to leave my mark on it. As the plane touched down in Canada, I felt a mix of exhilaration and trepidation. The vast expanse of North America stretched before me, a land of opportunity that seemed both welcoming and daunting. I had left behind everything I knew, armed only with my dreams and determination. Little did I know that my greatest challenge wasn't leaving my home country behind. It was navigating a tech world that wasn't quite ready for my ideas. My first stop was Stanford University, where I planned to pursue a PhD in applied physics. But as I sat in my first lecture, a gnawing feeling grew in the pit of my stomach. The academic world, with its slow pace and rigid structures, felt stifling. After just 2 days, I made a decision that would change the course of my life. I dropped out. The call of entrepreneurship was too strong to ignore. With nothing but a few dollars in my pocket and a head full of ideas, I set my sights on Silicon Valley. The tech mecca beckoned, promising a land of innovation and opportunity. But what I found was a world built on conformity, where revolutionary ideas were often met with skepticism and rejection. Undeterred, I co-founded Zip2, a city guide software for newspapers. It was a bold move in a market dominated by established players. We faced countless challenges, struggling to secure funding and gain traction. Many nights, I slept on the office floor, coding until my eyes blurred and my fingers ached. But I believed in our vision. Integrating maps and business directories into a single platform was something no one else was doing. As Zip2 slowly gained momentum, I realized that my outsider status, the very thing that had made me feel isolated in my youth, was now my greatest asset. I approached problems from angles that industry insiders couldn't see, pushing boundaries and challenging conventions. It wasn't easy. Investors balked at our unconventional approach, and competitors dismissed us as naive upstarts. But with each setback, my resolve only grew stronger. The tech industry's resistance to change became even more apparent when I founded X.com after Zip2's acquisition. My vision for a comprehensive online financial services platform was met with raised eyebrows and skeptical looks. Banking is banking, they said. It doesn't need disruption, but I saw a future where email payments and instant money transfers were the norm, not the exception. The merger of XCOM with Confinity, which had developed PayPal, was a turning point. It wasn't a smooth process. There was resistance from stakeholders who feared change, but I knew that by combining our strengths, we could create something truly revolutionary. Sleepless nights and heated debates followed as we worked to unify our teams and focus on creating a product that would change the face of online transactions forever. As PayPal grew, so did the challenges. The established financial industry pushed back hard, seeing us as a threat to their dominance. But with each obstacle, we adapted and innovated. Our persistence paid off when eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion in 2002. It was a vindication of our vision and a testament to the power of challenging the status quo. As the dust settled on the PayPal acquisition, a new fire began to burn within me. The world was changing, but one industry seemed stubbornly resistant to progress. The automotive sector, a century-old behemoth, was still firmly entrenched in its fossil fuel addiction. I couldn't help but wonder, could one company really revolutionize transportation as we knew it? And the automotive landscape of the early 2000s was a sea of gasoline-powered vehicles, with electric cars dismissed as little more than glorified golf carts. The idea of a high-performance electric vehicle was met with scoffs and eye rolls from industry experts. It was as if the entire sector was trapped in a time warp, refusing to acknowledge the looming specters of climate change and dwindling oil reserves. In 2003, I took my first step into this resistant world by co-founding Tesla Motors. Our mission was audacious, to prove that electric vehicles could not only compete with traditional cars, but surpass them in every way. The skepticism was palpable. Established manufacturers and so-called experts derided our ambitions, their laughter echoing through boardrooms and conferences. But their mockery only fueled my determination. We faced a mountain of technical challenges, chief among them the development of a battery technology that could provide the range and performance consumers demanded. It wasn't enough to create an electric car. We needed to create an exceptional one that would silence the doubters and capture the public's imagination. The road ahead was treacherous. Financial struggles loomed large, threatening to derail our vision before it could take shape. In 2008, as the global financial crisis raged, Tesla teetered on the brink of bankruptcy. Production delays plagued us, and funding seemed to evaporate just when we needed it most. There were nights when I lay awake, wondering if I had made a catastrophic mistake, but giving up wasn't an option. I poured everything I had into Tesla, my time, my resources, and my reputation. We weren't just building a car company. We were igniting a revolution in sustainable energy. This vision sustained us through the darkest hours, even as critics sharpened their knives and competitors watched eagerly for our failure. Our approach to public relations and marketing became a crucial weapon in our arsenal. I leveraged social media and direct communication with consumers, building a loyal following that believed in our mission as fervently as we did. We weren't just selling cars, we were selling a future where clean energy and high performance could coexist. The anticipation surrounding the launch of our first car, the Roadster, in 2008 was electric. This was our moment of truth, our chance to prove that an electric car could be sexy, powerful, and desirable. As the first Roadsters rolled off the production line, I held my breath. Would this be the moment that silenced our critics, or would it confirm their dire predictions? As the dust settled on Tesla's early triumphs, my gaze turned skyward. A new dream had taken root in my mind, one so audacious it seemed impossible even to me. But the idea of challenging the monopoly of government space agencies wouldn't let me go. The night sky, once a canvas of distant possibilities, now felt like a personal invitation. Before SpaceX, space exploration was the exclusive domain of nations. NASA, with its storied history and massive budget, stood as the undisputed titan of the cosmos. But as I delved deeper into the industry, I uncovered a startling truth. Despite billions in funding, space travel remained prohibitively expensive. The dream of making humanity a multiplanetary species seemed further away than ever. In 2002, I founded SpaceX with a singular, almost ludicrous goal: to slash the cost of space transportation and pave the way for the colonization of Mars. The established aerospace companies scoffed. They saw my vision as the pipe dream of an overambitious entrepreneur. How could a private citizen hope to compete with the combined might of nations? The early years of SpaceX were a crucible of challenges. We poured our hearts and souls into developing the Falcon 1 rocket, our first step towards affordable space travel. But the harsh realities of aerospace engineering soon became apparent. Launch after launch ended in spectacular failure. Each explosion not only shattered our rocket, but threatened to obliterate our dreams as well. As our resources dwindled, I faced a gut-wrenching decision. The company was hemorrhaging money, and I had already invested nearly all of my personal fortune. The temptation to cut our losses and walk away grew stronger with each passing day. But the thought of giving up, of letting the naysayers win, was more painful than any financial loss. In those dark moments, I clung to a philosophy that would become the bedrock of SpaceX. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. We learned from each setback, refining our designs and processes. The team worked around the clock, fueled by a shared vision of the future. Then, in 2008, everything changed. The Falcon 1 soared into the sky, its engines roaring defiance against the doubters. As it achieved orbit, becoming the first privately developed liquid fuel rocket to do so, a wave of emotion swept through mission control. We had done it. We had proven that a small team of dedicated individuals could achieve what many thought impossible. That success was more than just a technological milestone, it was a paradigm shift. We had shown that private companies could not only compete in the space race, but could drive innovation and reduce costs. The monopoly of government agencies was broken, and a new era of space exploration had begun. The day Elon Musk's vision became reality was a turning point that silenced his critics and shook the world. The successful launch of the Falcon rocket and the release of the Tesla Model S marked the beginning of a new era in innovation. Yet, it wasn't just about the technology. It was about the power of perseverance in the face of seemingly insurmountable odds. Musk's journey exemplifies the transformative potential of resilience. Despite countless setbacks, he continued to push forward, revolutionizing both the automotive and aerospace industries. His story serves as a testament to the idea that each failure can be a stepping stone to groundbreaking innovations. As we look to the future, the global electric vehicle market is projected to grow at a staggering rate of 22.6% annually from 2021 to 2028. This shift towards sustainable transportation is just one example of how Musk's perseverance has sparked a revolution. But what other innovations lie on the horizon, waiting for someone with the courage to bring them to life? And how might embracing failure as a learning opportunity lead us to even greater discoveries?